The truth about Outlander star Sam Heughan's secret love life, as told by Caitriona Balfe. Caitriona Balfe sits down on the sofa in the old Scottish house she and Sam rented while filming Outlander. The room is lit by a dim fire, creating a warm but mysterious atmosphere. She holds a cup of herbal tea in her hand, her eyes staring out the window. She is silent for a long time, then says softly, "Everything you see on the show is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many things, at least for Sam and me, that the audience never knows about." She tells us that Sam Heughan, the male lead of Outlander, had a mysterious relationship that lasted for many years before the show became a huge success. A woman in the shadows loved him with all her secret admiration, the unnamed love. According to Caitriona, around 2011, when both were still relatively unknown actors, Sam had a deep love affair with a Scottish girl named Elspeth. Elspeth was not a star, nor was she in showbiz, but she was the only person who ever changed Sam completely. Caitriona says, "Sam called me in the middle of the night once, his voice trembling. I think I'm in love, but I don't know who she is in real life." Elspeth appeared like a ghost. They met in a cafe in Edinburgh, standing in the same coffee queue outside the door by chance, despite their initial awkwardness. They chatted for a few minutes, then parted ways as if they had never met. But Sam could not forget her. He scoured the city, trying to find her by all means, through cafes, through acquaintances, but to no avail. Then they met again by chance at a seemingly meaningless event, the opening of a local bookstore where Sam had gone to read a script. Elspeth was there, volunteering. When their eyes met, Sam felt his heart stop. They exchanged phone numbers, and a mysterious connection began. Caitriona says, "Sam didn't tell me about Elspeth right away. He kept it a secret, like a treasure. But I knew, from his attitude, from his curt words that seemed inappropriate. Finally, he confessed to me, he was in love, someone he had never mentioned before. A strange but profound love. Elspeth didn't want to be famous. She worked quietly in a small library on the outskirts of Glasgow, preferring to live simply and discreetly. Sam, on the other hand, was preparing to break out with Outlander. They had to fall in love in secret." Caitriona reveals, "They dated in secret, late buses, empty tea shops, messages deleted as soon as they were read. Sam feared that if people found out, they would be besieged by reporters and fans. Elspeth was simple. She just wanted to love Sam for who he was, not for the star Jamie Fraser." Caitriona describes an evening they spent together wandering the shores of Loch Lomond. It was the first night they truly opened up about their stories, their hopes, their fears. Sam was moved to tears. "You're afraid I'll lose you when the movie becomes famous. Do you really want to be with me, or do you just love what I'm going to become?" Elspeth was silent, then gently placed her hand on Sam's shoulder. "I love you, not for who people say you are. I love you for who you are, your laughter, your vulnerability, your hidden things." Caitriona says it was that moment that made Sam realize he had to strike a balance between his explosive career and his true love. And his silence, not revealing it to the press, was entirely out of a promise he made to Elspeth, to keep them both safe. The secret between the two and the appearance of Jamie Clare, when Outlander premiered in 2014, the image of Sam and Clare made the public only know about an on-screen love affair. Caitriona recalls, "At first I was a bit jealous. Sam was close to the girl who played Clare, and the audience kept asking whether they really loved each other in real life. But Sam insisted, 'No, I'm the only one.' And I believed it, because Elspeth existed in that silence." Caitriona said that Sam once told her that Elspeth watched every episode of Outlander with him. They would sit and watch together, Elspeth would comment gently, "Jamie is so cool," then turn to look at Sam with a smile, "But I like you more in real life." They kept their privacy to the point that not a single photo together revealed it. Only Caitriona knew more or less, and she was complicit in that concealment, out of respect and because of the silence of love. Storms and secrets threatened. Caitriona says, everything was fine until around 2019, when paparazzi spotted a mysterious woman occasionally following Sam at the airport or the studio dormitory. But they weren't sure if it was Elspeth or not. She was very clever, appearing in public but not revealing her face, and always keeping a safe distance. One day, the image of a woman's hand reaching out to hold Sam's hand in Cambridge made the news, but the person's face was covered. Fans came up with all sorts of theories. Sam and Elspeth were afraid of being identified, so they decided to keep absolutely silent. Caitriona also received a warning from Sam. "If you say one word, we'll both explode." And she kept quiet until the decision day. According to Caitriona, in early 2025, after Sam personally suffered a family shock, he realized that Elspeth was not only his secret lover, but also his emotional support. However, he would never put her under the pressure of fame. Would he one day have the courage to bring Elspeth into the light? Caitriona admits, "I once suggested that Sam consider going public, if he wanted people to know. But he shook his head. I can't do it, at least not yet." She needs to be protected. Caitriona says that on a private occasion, a dinner at Sam's house, Sam burst into tears and said to her, "She deserves to know that I'm willing to do anything for her." But it's too soon. Sam and her career, Elspeth and her personal happiness. In the next part of the story, Caitriona shares the details of how Elspeth lives a careerless life, but always cares for Sam. She loved to write letters. Each letter to Sam was accompanied by a self-drawn picture of a Scottish landscape. Sam kept each one, and no matter how famous he became, he would occasionally take it out and read it, telling Caitriona, "I need the wind in my heart." Meanwhile, Sam continued his successful career with independent films and a busy shooting schedule. Caitriona remembers that Sam would often plan to spend a few days a month visiting Elspeth in Glasgow, and each time he would pack a backpack, eat a takeaway, and fly in between filming schedules. He always appeared very plain, to avoid attracting attention. Caitriona also revealed a secret. They had thought about Elspeth supporting Sam in a small documentary project, where the characters would recount their real-life loves, but the project was cancelled before filming, because Sam was worried it would expose Elspeth to the news. A final word. As Caitriona recounts the final years, she becomes emotional. She says that Sam and Elspeth have remained in close contact, despite the distance and filming schedules that have kept them apart. And in Sam's heart, that love has never faded. It's as warm and smoldering as that first night on the shores of Loch Lomond. Back in the present, mid-2025, Caitriona says with conviction, "This is the truth, but a truth that only a few people know. I tell it because love is quiet, without fanfare, but deeper and more worthy of respect than any Hollywood acclaim." Sam doesn't need fans to know. All he needs is to live with the person he loves, in a normal way. Finally, the message. Finally, Caitriona looks into the eyes of the person in front of her. It could be an editor, a friend, or you, and says, "If you see any pictures or speculative stories about Sam's girlfriend, don't believe it. They're still holding it like a treasure. And even if Sam announces it one day, it's their decision, not because of public pressure." She pauses, then sighs. "I just hope they can be at peace, to love each other without being scrutinized." Maybe this is just a fictional story, but I believe that behind the halo, true love often lies in a respectful silence.